In John 13:1-17, Jesus gathers his disciples for a profound lesson on humility. Seated in a dimly lit room, he prepares a basin of water, startling his followers. This act, typically performed by servants, underscores his radical teaching: the greatest among you must be a servant. Historical context reveals foot washing was a menial task, making Jesus' action a deliberate challenge to societal hierarchies. Scholars note this moment redefined leadership as selfless service, a cornerstone of Christian ethics. As Jesus kneels to wash Peter's feet, John 13, verse 6-10, the disciple recoils, exclaiming, "You shall never wash my feet." Jesus insists, revealing this as a spiritual cleansing. Ancient Jewish customs reserved this task for Gentile slaves, making his act revolutionary. Theologians highlight how the towel around his waist symbolized servanthood, contrasting Roman leaders who wore purple robes. This moment visually embodies Philippians 2:7, where Christ emptied himself, taking the form of a servant. The disciples' reactions, John 13:12-17, reveal their struggle with Jesus' inverted kingdom. Peter's initial refusal mirrors cultural expectations. Rabbis were revered, not servile. Historians note first-century Judaism prized honor. Jesus' act dismantled this. Judas' presence adds tension, as Jesus serves even his betrayer. This scene underscores a recurring biblical theme: God's ways confound human wisdom, 1 Corinthians 1:27. The disciples? Confusion sets the stage for Jesus' transformative explanation. Jesus clarifies his actions, John 13, verse 12-17. I have given you an example. The Greek word hypodeigma implies a replicable pattern. Scholars emphasize this wasn't mere symbolism. Early Christians practiced literal foot washing, 1 Timothy 5, verse 10. Jesus links service to blessedness, happy are you if you do them, echoing the Beatitudes. His teaching subverts Roman lordship models, introducing a leadership paradigm where authority flows from love, not coercion, a radical concept still transformative today. At the Last Supper, Luke 22:14-20, Jesus connects servanthood to sacrifice. Breaking bread, he declares, "This is my body given for you." Historians note Passover commemorated liberation from slavery. Jesus reinterprets it as liberation through his servitude. The shared cup, representing his blood, establishes a new covenant grounded in communal responsibility. This meal, still central to Christian worship, embodies servant leadership as participatory and others-focused, a stark contrast to the selfish power grabs unfolding around Judas and Pilate. In Gethsemane, Matthew 26:39, Jesus prays, "Not my will, but yours." The Greek agonia describes his anguish, a visceral struggle. Historians note Roman crucifixions often provoked terror. Jesus' willingness showcases unparalleled obedience. His prayer mirrors the Lord's Prayer, "Your will be done," modeling surrender for believers. Theological studies highlight this as the climax of servant leadership, prioritizing divine purpose over self-preservation. Even his sleeping disciples underscore the loneliness of spiritual leadership, a moment of raw humanity before the cross. Facing Pilate, John 18:33-37, Jesus redefines power. While Roman governors wore armor, he stands unarmed, stating, "My kingdom is not of this world." Archaeologists note Pilate's seat at the bema symbolized judicial might. Jesus' quiet responses disarm it. His refusal to defend himself fulfills Isaiah 53:7's prophecy of a lamb led silently. This encounter exposes worldly authority's fragility. Pilate's famous question, "What is truth?" rings hollow against Jesus' embodiment of it. Servant leadership here means truth-telling without force. On the cross, John 19:30, Jesus whispers, "It is finished." The Greek tetelestai was a commercial term meaning paid in full. His sacrifice settles humanity's debt. Historians note crucifixion was designed to maximize shame. Jesus transforms it into glory. His forgiveness of his executioners, Luke 20:34, embodies servant leadership's core, loving enemies. The torn temple curtain, Matthew 27:51, signifies access to God now open to all, an inclusive vision starkly opposing Rome's exclusionary power structures. Here love conquers through surrender. The resurrection, Matthew 28:5-6, validates Jesus' servant model. The rolled-away stone, weighing 1 to 2 tons, signals divine reversal. The served becomes the servant king. Angels declare, "He is risen," confirming his teachings weren't idealism, but transformative reality. Archaeological evidence of first-century Jewish tombs ensures historical plausibility. This moment fulfills Jesus' promise that the last will be first, Matthew 20:16, proving self-giving love outlasts empires. The folded burial cloth, John 27, hints at deliberate action, inviting followers to witness servant leadership's triumph over death itself. Jesus' final charge, Matthew 28:18-20, commissions disciples as servant leaders. His authority, now cosmic, all power is given to me, is delegated for global service. The Greek mathetuo implies lifelong learning and teaching, rejecting static hierarchies. Historians trace how this mandate birthed hospitals, schools, and abolition movements, proof that servant leadership transforms societies. The inclusive all nations shatters ethnic barriers, contrasting Rome's exclusivity. As Jesus ascends, Acts 1:8, the disciples' journey begins, wielding towels, not swords, to advance a kingdom built on love.